Just to get us started, I have a couple of disclaimers. Who am I not? I got you laughing. Cool. I am the Vanessa Williams, but I'm not going to dance for you tonight. I might sing if I have a couple of drinks later on. But I'm hoping that we have a little fun. What I want to do today, based on all of that change that I heard that you've been going through, oh my gosh, I've dedicated my life to one thing: breaking through, jumping over, working around, and getting under, busting that wall of resistance down, particularly when the resistor was me. And most of you, when you're leading the change, who's the first person you have to start with? Yes, yourself. You have got to believe yourself that the change is possible and that you can build a team that believes in you to get to the end point, that goal that you have clarity about, but they don't. So trust, and trusting in the process, trusting yourself can be fun. Learning to be confident about what you believe in can be fun. But these are some interesting stats. Let me bring them both up for you. 51% of employees don't trust management. So how many times have you had someone from leadership proclaim, we are going to do X, Y, and Z? And 2 or 3 years later, it still hasn't happened. They haven't told you when, what, and what it means to you. You're just waiting. Doesn't build a lot of trust, right? 72% don't believe, and I'm going to change CEO to leaders, are a credible source of information. Now, why is that? It's because we as leaders don't take the time to ask our employees, our clients, what the change means to them. How do they feel? We overlook the fact that in order to really embrace change, you have got to think of the person sitting across from you. You've got to ask them, what do you think about that? Just like you did. Oh, interesting, but tell me what you think about it. Does that make sense? Are you surprised by these numbers? If you have trust in your team, think of the performance that you can get out of your team. Threefold. So what I did before I went in for my surgery, I pulled my team together and several of my colleagues together, and we talked about some of the 3 essentials that were important to me and important to them. And it kept the team together. And I really believe if you spend time on these in any change that you're going through, you have a very good chance of getting engagement and buy-in. So if you combine my 4-window exercise with this, you will get there. I remember when I was at Prudential, great company, and that was a company I went to. And they hired me because they wanted to do a lot of their work offshore. So I knew going in that I was basically designing a way that my job would probably be eliminated, as well as a lot of other people. And I remember the day I stood in front of an audience of people to tell them that we were embarking on a project to design an offshore entity. 400 people, employees, all levels, all types of work situations in a room. And I stood there and I cried. Because what I knew was I was affecting each and every one of them. And I stood there and I asked them if they would trust me that I would keep them informed every step of the way. I would ask for their help every step of the way. I would help them if they chose to look elsewhere in the company or outside starting that day. But I would always be honest with them. We got the project done on time. They embraced why we were doing it because they knew, because I told them why. We didn't lose anyone while we were going through that project. They stayed. And why? Because I was open and honest. I asked for their opinion on how to do it. I asked for their input on what would work and what wouldn't work. I kept them aware every step of the way. If I didn't have the answer, I told them. But most importantly, they trusted me. You have to have a team where you can be honest, and that team will be behind you. And it won't be you embracing the change. It'll be the team embracing the change. 75% of change initiatives fail because we forget the people aspect. Does that make sense to you?